as he is every Thursday. Hoke, I want to ask you about the defense because for a while it was sort of a command performance. And then, the part we don't really talk about with last week's game is the Steelers were very close to having an epic meltdown in the fourth quarter. They were ahead 24-6. Couple plays go the other way, and it might be one of the worst home losses ever, but they held on at the end. What'd you think of the defense?
Well, listen, I thought they came out and did a pretty decent job. The stats don't show it, but I thought they did pretty well against the run, right? We knew that they had a pretty good running game coming into this game. And the stats don't show at the end of the game. They gave up 18 carries for 106 yards, 5.9 average. But I thought for the most part, they held that in check. And late in the games, that's when you've got to stand tall, and you got to be able to hold on to that lead. And they gave up that. It was 24-6, and it evaporated like that, like a drop of a hat. And big plays. And that's the reason why people always ask, why do the Steelers give up the little underneath routes and give up those little maybe 3rd and 6, they or 2nd and 5, they'll give like a 5-yard cushion, and they're 8 yards off the ball. It's because they don't want to give up the big play. They feel like you can't methodically move down the field on them and without making a mistake or a penalty or getting a sack that would stall a drive. And when you give up a big, what was that, a 41-yard or a 39-yard touchdown pass, right, to Cortland Sutton, just like James Pierre did there late in the game to bring them within one score, it happens like that. And all of a sudden now you're playing to survive rather than just to hold the lead.
Devin Bush had a sack. I thought he was a little more noticeable, and then he gets hurt again. Did you think he was playing a little better?
These groin injuries are just tough. They keep
Where
coming.
do they come from, Hokie?
I'm not sure.
Happening?
I think it's just a freak thing. You can't
it's
look
the
at it
same
and
training staff, same doctors.
Yeah, but I don't think they've been there for years.
Same coach,
same guys that have been there. Guimont, the strength coach and strength coordinator, he calls, is his title. Great strength coordinator. John Norwig's been there forever. So I don't think it has anything to do with those guys. I think it's one of those freak things that's happening right now, for one reason or another. And the injuries are hurting this defense a little bit. Devin Bush, I thought he played pretty good. His sack, he had 2 sacks in a row, back-to-back games. Both times came untouched.
That helps.
Helps. You better not miss the layup when you come untouched. There wasn't a back that stepped up, tried to block him, so he had a straight line to the quarterback. Great design and great call and great execution by the defense. You tell me, did you see him make any plays at the line of scrimmage in the run game?
Not
really.
To memory, no.
Not really.
That's what I want to see. I want to see these linebackers playing downhill. And I still go back to, listen, I understand that Bush has all of the tangibles. He's fast. He's not big, but he's fast, and he's got the athletic ability. And I think he's still growing. I think he's still growing into that position. He's not where he could be.
Was Schobert better?
Schobert was a little bit better. He was pretty good. I'm just not seeing these guys playing downhill and hitting guys at the line of scrimmage or getting tackles for a loss.
Well, let's get into this week's game coming up.
Yeah.
And what did the Seahawks present without Russell Wilson? We'll talk about that with Chris Hoke next.